Hey, like Muhammad Ali says, the will got to be stronger than the skills. Today wasn't about skills. Today was about will strength. Cause I knew the type of fighter I was fighting. This guy's a triathlon athlete, for crying out loud. And if I was tired, I knew he was more tired because I worked very hard for this. He's never been 12 rounds before. So we knew we had to break him down. Body shots were hurting him. But this is what it's all about, fighting the best. This is the fight game. You know, this is what we signed for.
The boxing world was stunned when Teofimo Lopez unexpectedly announced his retirement following a decisive defeat to Shakur Stevenson at Madison Square Garden. What many had expected to be the highlight of Lopez's career instead became an emotional and unforgettable moment, as he declared he was stepping away from the sport immediately. Just hours after the fight, in front of a packed MSG crowd, Lopez gave a post-fight interview that left fans and analysts alike in shock. His words carried immense weight, and his expression told the full story, as he shared a decision that sent ripples throughout the boxing world.
You can't tell me I'm not great. You cannot tell me I'm not the double greatest since Muhammad Ali. This is what I do. This is what I do best. Now, just to steer it up, I might retire after this. Retirement, man. I'm kind of tired.
With visible emotion, Teofimo Lopez stated, "I'm done. I gave everything I had tonight, and it still wasn't enough. I can't keep putting myself or my family through this. This will be my last fight." The declaration shocked everyone. Fans in the arena and viewers at home alike were unprepared for such an abrupt and dramatic announcement from the former lightweight champion. Almost immediately, social media erupted, with fans sharing disbelief, sadness, and surprise at the idea that Lopez's career might have come to an end. Before diving into the broader implications of his retirement, it's important to revisit the fight itself. What unfolded in the ring that left Lopez so emotionally and physically drained? That night, Shakur Stevenson delivered a masterful performance, demonstrating exactly why he is regarded as one of the sport's most technically skilled fighters today.
It's millions if you could make hundreds.
Of millions?
Yeah.
You believe you can make hundreds of millions outside of boxing?
I believe so, yes, I do.
Well, I understand where you would get your confidence.
From the very first bell, Shakur Stevenson dictated the fight, expertly managing distance and timing with exceptional defensive awareness. Teofimo Lopez came out aggressively, attempting to assert his power in the opening rounds and land the big punches his team had hyped before the fight. Despite this, Stevenson remained elusive, slipping attacks and landing precise counters that snapped Lopez's head back while learning points with the judges. By the fourth round, Lopez's frustration was clear. Every attempt to penetrate Stevenson's defense or disrupt his rhythm was met with smooth footwork, quick reflexes, and unshakable composure, leaving him increasingly unsettled as the fight went on.
Oh, I'm very happy. The name of the game in boxing is hit and don't get hit. I'm a master of it. I didn't get hit, and I hit the guy more than he hit me. So it was a great performance for me. I'm happy with it.
Ringside observers noted that Lopez's corner repeatedly urged him to stay patient, warning against forcing punches and advising him to wait for clear openings. Round 6 was particularly punishing. Stevenson landed a sharp three-punch combination that visibly stunned Lopez, forcing him to cling to the ropes just to stay upright. The Madison Square Garden crowd erupted as Stevenson showcased his fight-ending instincts, delivering precise, powerful shots to a clearly hurt opponent. Lopez made it through the round, but the toll was evident. His face bore the marks of Stevenson's accuracy, and his eyes searched for solutions that never appeared. From rounds 7 through 9, Stevenson's dominance only grew. He fought with complete confidence, controlling the action and making Lopez appear almost ordinary in comparison.
Well, Shakur, congratulations. Biggest fight of your career. You come up with looked like the finest performance of your career. Was that the performance you were looking for?
Nah, I came in here to prove a point. It wasn't the performance I was looking for because I came in here trying to prove a point and I was trying to fight.
Every time Lopez attempted an offensive push, Stevenson neutralized him instantly, relying on flawless timing, nimble footwork, and sharp counterpunches that not only scored cleanly but gradually chipped away at Lopez's confidence. One ringside analyst later compared it to watching a chess grandmaster take on a novice. With Stevenson always several steps ahead, did I end the 10th round? Lopez launched a final, desperate effort, throwing everything in search of a fight-changing punch. He managed to land a few solid blows that briefly excited the crowd, but Stevenson absorbed the pressure with calm precision and responded with effective, well-timed combinations. The closing rounds were particularly tough for Lopez supporters to watch, as he looked both physically and mentally drained. while Stevenson maintained complete control, cruising to a decisive and dominant win.
My opponent was a hell of an opponent. He came here, he pushed me to another level. He made me make adjustments in there, he made me think a little bit. And I had to show y'all that I'm a dog too. Y'all keep saying that I'm a runner, I'm pillow-fisted, so I kind of stood there in the pocket.
When the final bell sounded, the outcome was obvious to everyone at Madison Square Garden, and Lopez's own expression confirmed it. The judges scored the bout decisively in Stevenson's favor, 118 to 110, 117 to 111, and 119 to 109. What unfolded wasn't a close contest, but a clear showcase of Stevenson's total control in the ring. Stevenson celebrated with his team, relishing the victory, while Lopez remained in his corner, visibly dejected, coming to terms with the fact that even his best effort wasn't enough to overcome Stevenson on boxing's biggest stage.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a great performance, man. He came in with a game plan. He didn't let up.
The in-ring post-fight interview was short and noticeably strained, with Lopez giving brief answers and clearly eager to exit the spotlight. It was during the later backstage conversation, however, that the true weight of the defeat became evident. With visible marks from the fight still on his face, Lopez spoke with an uncommon openness, reflecting on his future. Looking back at the bout, he admitted, "Tonight, Shakur was the better man. He executed his plan perfectly, and I just couldn't figure him out. He deserves that." For a fighter usually known for bold confidence and rarely giving credit in defeat, the sincerity and humility in his words was striking and unexpected.
Teofimo Lopez said, "Listen, everyone knows I won this fight. 90% of the people here were cheering for Lopez coming in. They all booed him after he said that."
Lopez's expression grew heavier as he turned to reflect on what the loss might mean for his life outside the ring. His voice trembled as he admitted, "I've been chasing this since I was a kid. I've sacrificed so much for boxing, my childhood, my relationships, my body, everything." The toll of years of grueling training and physical punishment was visible on his face. He continued, "I genuinely thought I had what it takes to be the best, that I could beat anyone in my prime, but tonight showed me the reality. It's a tough truth to accept." For fans who have followed Lopez's journey from the start, witnessing him confront the limits of his own career was both heartbreaking and deeply human.
Didn't shock me. By the way, I don't think he was badly hurt with the first knockout. I think what he was more hurt by was realizing this little motherfucker's coming out there and winning round after round, outlanding him. He knew by the middle of that fight he had to turn something around. And by the way, he gave it a little bit more early in the second half of the fight.
When the interviewer asked whether his words were just out of frustration or a true decision to retire at 27, Lopez looked straight into the camera and delivered a statement that will be remembered in boxing for years. "I'm done. This was my last fight. I have nothing left to prove, nothing left to give. My focus now has to be on my family and my health." A stunned silence filled the room as everyone absorbed the weight of his announcement. The interviewer paused, clearly caught off guard and unsure how to respond. Within minutes, social media exploded, with fans across Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms expressing shock, disbelief, and emotion at one of the most sudden retirement declarations in recent boxing history.
If Tio is Gordo and not just coming in trying to hammer damage, and blah, 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 if he's Gordo, you got something going. There's going to be a lot of IQ up in it. Yo, I mean, which one of the two beat Loma? Which one of the two beat Josh Taylor?
Almost immediately, social media exploded with reactions from fans worldwide. One post read, "There's no way Teofimo is serious. He's emotional right now. Give him a few weeks, and he'll be back." Another expressed a more reflective perspective. "This is heartbreaking. Teofimo has given us so many unforgettable moments. If this really is the end, thank you for everything, champ." The conversation quickly turned into a debate, with fans questioning whether his retirement was final or an emotional response to a difficult loss. Boxing analysts and commentators also weighed in. ESPN's Timothy Bradley tweeted, "Teofimo is one of the most talented fighters of his generation. I hope he takes some time to think before making this decision permanent."
Teofimo Lopez, from a degree, he does have a high boxing IQ as well. He does. I mean, he was able to deal with Lomachenko. He was able to deal with Taylor and other guys. You know, he does possess a high boxing IQ. He has that explosiveness or that elite athleticism.
Teofimo Lopez has long been praised for his sharp boxing instincts. In bouts against elite opponents like Lomachenko and Taylor, he demonstrated an impressive ability to adjust in real time, assess situations, and execute effective strategies. Combined with his explosive athleticism and lightning-fast reflexes, these qualities made him a formidable presence in the ring. Legendary trainer Freddie Roach weighed in, saying, "Losing a major fight is tough, but retiring at 27? That's unexpected. He still has at least 5 to 10 years of peak performance left if he chooses to continue." Still, sources close to Lopez indicated that his decision didn't come completely out of the blue. One insider told reporters, Teofimo had mentioned to those around him that a loss to Shakur might prompt him to step back. He gave everything he had during this camp and in the fight itself.
But I'm leaning towards Teofimo.
Okay.
Just because I like him. I like him more. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay. And then
Lopez spoke candidly about the physical toll boxing has taken on his body. "My hands hurt every single day. My back is always stiff. My head constantly throbs. I'm 27, but it feels like I'm 40 because of everything my body has endured," he admitted. These struggles highlight a reality familiar to many fighters, yet rarely discussed while still competing at an elite level. The long-term effects of repeated blows, intense sparring, and high-stakes fights are increasingly recognized, especially by younger athletes who see how quickly a career and health can be impacted. He also shared the personal reasons behind his decision, emphasizing his family. "My son is growing up so fast. I want to be there for him. I want to stay healthy for him. What's the point of being a champion if I can't be part of his childhood?" That heartfelt statement resonated with fans and observers alike, serving as a reminder that a fighter's life isn't defined solely by titles or victories. It's about balance, preserving one's health, and being present for the people who matter most.
He was the world champion. There is no comparison to Shakur's style and my son's style. Yeah. My son is more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? He has more, how you call it? He has more,
There's that it factor.
what do you call it when you have a lot of,
The atmosphere in the room was charged, even for seasoned members of the boxing media accustomed to high-pressure events. In the background, Teofimo's father, who has guided his training for most of his career, appeared visibly emotional and chose not to speak to reporters. Their relationship has always been complex, shaped by both the highs and lows of Teofimo's journey under his father's mentorship. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson addressed Lopez's unexpected retirement during his own post-fight interviews. Speaking with calm respect, he said, "I have a lot of respect for whatever choice Teo makes. This sport is demanding. If he feels now is the right moment to step away, that's entirely his call. He's an amazing fighter." Stevenson's composed and gracious remarks stood in stark contrast to the tense exchanges that marked the fight build-up, highlighting the mutual respect shared between two elite athletes.
That is focused. I'm focused. We all locked in on the task, but Teofimo Sr. is nowhere to be found. Last night, he was in the lobby, drugged out, head over heels.
I don't gotta worry about that. You focusing on me, B.
Right now,
yes, you is.
he's
Yes,
emotional.
you is.
That's why he acting
That's why
like
you clowning.
As word of Teofimo Lopez's retirement spread, the boxing community responded with an outpouring of support. Former opponent Vasily Lomachenko praised him, saying, "Teo is a true warrior. No matter what path he takes, he should be proud of everything he's accomplished." Current lightweight champion Gervonta Davis also shared his admiration. "I had hoped for a rematch one day. Hats off to Teo for all he's contributed to this sport." These positive reactions from fellow fighters highlighted the respect Lopez has earned over his career, despite occasional controversy and outspoken moments. Veteran promoter Bob Arum, who has worked closely with Lopez, also offered advice, cautioning, "It's important he takes time before making a permanent choice." Many fighters announce retirement right after tough losses and often reconsider once they've had a chance to step back and reflect.
He said he's the last fight with ESPN. Well, he's in no position to say that because Top Rank has an exclusive deal with ESPN, and he'll fight with whatever network we want to put the fight on.
Boxing has seen numerous fighters announce retirements in the heat of the moment, only to return months or even years later. Yet, the way Teofimo Lopez spoke and the raw emotion in his eyes suggests this decision could be more considered than the typical snap retirement. Debates about his legacy are already underway, with fans and analysts discussing where Lopez will rank among the standout fighters of his generation if this truly marks the end of his career. His record includes victories over elite names such as Vasily Lomachenko, Richard Comey, and several other notable opponents, accomplishments that stand as significant milestones. At his peak, Lopez combined lightning-fast speed, devastating power, and unwavering confidence, solidifying his place as one of the sport's most thrilling and dynamic athletes.
Still, the WBC lose for him.
Lopez remains ranked among the top fighters in the WBC, yet moments of inconsistency and occasional lapses in motivation have shaped his career, keeping him from fully realizing his immense potential. If he does step away at just 27, the sport loses one of its most talented, and at times unpredictable, fighters, an athlete who showcased extraordinary skill but never entirely maximized it. The coming weeks will be critical as Lopez processes the defeat, reconnects with his family, and decides whether this retirement is final or influenced by emotion. For now, the boxing world watches closely, waiting to see if this marks the definitive end of Teofimo Lopez's career or just another unexpected chapter in his journey. For more in-depth boxing updates, highlights, and analysis, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest content.